In a different and at least partially ideal world, the Cleveland Browns might have gotten something more out of their regular season finale. Oh, well, for the Browns, the significance of what amounted to a scrimmage for young players and backups at Paycor Stadium on the final Sunday of the regular season matched their first quarter yardage total, 0. This is and was the ideal world. The Browns have 11 wins, are taking the league's best defense to the playoffs and got to rest key players and begin working on their plans for the team's first postseason game in 3 years. This is the organization's best chance to make a playoff run in the new era. The games ahead count, which is why this one didn't, and why Kevin Stefanski's focus was on having his best available guys ready for real practices this week and what the Browns believe can be a month to remember. Joe Flacco's big arm has energized and opened up the offense, and Cleveland won 4 straight in December to clinch the playoffs and render this game meaningless. Getting beat 31-14, as the Browns did by the Bengals on Sunday, was part of the path. Getting home in time for dinner, that's just a bonus. They knew 10 days ago they'd locked up a playoff berth, and they knew 7 days ago they'd be the AFC's number 5 seed. By the time they hit the locker room after Sunday's game, they knew they'd be going back to Houston for the second time in 3 weeks. The Texans won the AFC South when the Jacksonville Jaguars lost in Tennessee on Sunday, and now, 4 months before the draft picks the Browns and Texans swapped in the March 2022 Deshaun Watson deal finally expire, one team will be moving on to the AFC's Final Four and one will have its wild season ended. It's Flacco, who's almost 39, versus Texans rookie quarterback C.J. Stroud, who's 22. It should be good TV. An exact game date and time will be announced later Sunday night. The Browns' December 24 game in Houston was a complete mismatch as Cleveland held a 36-7 lead early in the fourth quarter, but the Texans did not have Stroud that day and lost multiple defensive players to injury early in that game. Case Keenum is a serviceable backup quarterback whom the Browns know well, but he's in no way good enough to beat this Cleveland defense. Keenum had no shot, Flacco and Amari Cooper went bonkers, and the Browns were clearly the better team that day. How much changes in the rematch? The Browns are excited to be as fresh as possible, and the Texans are riding high after escaping Indianapolis with a victory Saturday night. Escaping was the only thing the Browns were intending to do Sunday. Joe Mixon ran wild on their backups early as part of the aforementioned first quarter when the Bengals got 159 yards and 14 points. The Browns' quarterback for the day, Jeff Driscoll, threw 2 late touchdown passes to David Bell, but the only drama for Cleveland was in the Jaguars-Titans result that determined its first-round opponent. The Browns feel like they dodged a bullet with the shin injury suffered Sunday by veteran defensive lineman Shelby Harris. Rookie wide receiver Cedric Tillman suffered a concussion, and it's too early to know the extent of the back injury suffered by backup running back Pierre Strong Jr. Strong is one of the Browns' best special teams players and is fast enough to create big plays when he's in the offensive game plan, so that's one to watch. Harris stands as an example of why the Browns are in the postseason and why they're so confident they can keep playing further into January. Harris, a 9-year veteran, has repeatedly said he's never had more fun playing football or been in a closer locker room. The Browns didn't sign Harris until mid-August, and they don't list him as a starter, but he's shown up around the ball and consistently demonstrated the kind of effort that's made this defense great. It's a nasty, relentless front, and it will be looking to hit Stroud from snap one next weekend. Of the 3 or 4 things from the regular season finale that could mean anything, we'll go with this one. The Browns got their punter, Corey Bojorquez, back from a calf injury, and Bojorquez looked to be back in form. Flacco continuing to throw missiles is the way the Browns can run through January, but they're going to need to punt once or twice along the way. Bojorquez has been good all season, and he's been a part of a much improved special teams unit that's played a part in Cleveland's success.